The reason you don't have enough video testimonials isn't because your clients aren't happy, it's because you're making it too hard. If your client has to record a video on their device, upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive, and then email you a link, you've already lost them. What if the upload button was the record button? With WPForms camera field, you can place a single form on your site that lets clients record instantly from their phone or laptop, and it lands directly in your dashboard. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up. Let's dive in. First, let's build the actual one-click testimonial capture form. Here's what we're aiming for: a short, friendly form with a clear video record button, and maybe just a couple of prompts to help someone record the right video. Okay, so I've jumped into my demo site right here, and you'll be able to see that I've already got WPForms installed and activated on this site. If you haven't got WPForms on your site, then you'll need to download it, install it, and activate it. To do that, head over to WPForms.com. I'll drop a link in the description for that below, and you'll come to the site here. And what you want to do to use the camera field in your form is sign up for the basic plan right here. That'll give you access to the camera field. So let's head back to my WordPress dashboard. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new form. So to do that, we're going to come over to WPForms here, hover over that, and then click on Add New Form. And if you've never used WPForms before, the first thing we do is give our form a name, and then we can select a template if we want. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm going to show you step by step how to build this form out so you get a better idea of it, but you have got that option as well. So let's give our form a name, and I'm going to call my form Client Video Testimonial. And as I said, once you've given the form a name, you can select a template. There is the option to generate your form with AI as well, which is a pretty cool feature inside WPForms. So check it out if you've got that as well. But we're going to use the blank form template, and we're going to create things from scratch right here. Now, if you've never built a form with WPForms before, it is super simple to use. This is the form builder right here. You have the different setting options over here on the left-hand side. You've then got your field options and fields over here as well next to that, and then you've got a live preview here on the right hand side of what your form is going to look like on your site. So for our video testimonial form, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a field for a name, email address, and then I'm going to add some questions as text fields on the form as well. So to do that, we're going to first add the name field. So we're going to select that over here, drag and drop it onto the form preview, and you'll see that is populating right now. And you can see that is there. Then if you want to change any of the settings or options for a field, all you need to do is click on it, and you'll be able to see that they come up in the field options over here. You can then change the label, you can change the format from first and last name to something else as well. Okay, so let's go back to the Add Fields tab, and let's add in our email field as well. So we just drag that in and drop it below the name field right there. So now we've got our name and email field right there. The next thing to do is going to add our camera field, and we can add our questions to that field. So let's come down to the fancy fields here, click on camera and drag it in to place underneath the email field right there. Okay, so and then to edit this camera field, all we need to do is click on it. And then over here on the left hand side, we can see we can change the label. So instead of saying camera, we can change it to record a short video testimonial. And in the description field right here, we're going to add in record for 30 to 60 seconds, and then the 3 different questions that we want them to answer during the video, or just to give them an idea of what to say. Okay, so now I've added that to the description field, and we've got 3 questions. What problem were you trying to solve? What changed after working with us? And would you recommend us, and why? And this just depends on what you're using the videos for, so you can add in your own questions to guide someone into what to say. And now below the description field, we can choose our format for this camera field, and we can see photos already selected, but if we click on the drop down, we can select video right here, and then we get the option to set a time limit. So for this, we're just going to set a 1 minute limit. So we're going to remove the 30 seconds from over here. And then we need to set a reasonable max file size. So I would set something between 200 to 300 megabytes right here. Okay, so once you've set the max file size, then you want to make sure that you tick the required tab right here, just so that someone will submit a video when they submit the form. Very important, that part. And the next thing I want to look at is basically the advanced tab over here. So if we just click on that, we've got the option to choose the style of the submission button. So whether it's a button or a link, if you click on the drop down there, you can change the button text as well if you want. And then below CSS classes right here, you'll see there's a toggle to store files within the WordPress media library, or the enable file access restrictions toggle right here. So what WPForms does automatically when people submit the video using a form by default is it saves that video to the uploads folder of your site. If you want to be able to access it through the WordPress media library straight away, then you need to toggle this option right here, and all the video files will be stored right there. Now, if you want to restrict access to those files, then you can enable the file access restrictions right here, and you can find a little bit more about that on WPForms site. I'm not going to go into detail in this video. Now we've done all that and the form is looking good, we're going to go over to settings here and look at our confirmation and notification settings. So let's just click on that. Come to confirmation. We can now set up our confirmation message. So once someone submits the form and sends their video to us, what are they going to see? So underneath this, we can select whether we show a confirmation message, or if we click the drop down, we can send them to a page or a URL. I'm going to leave it as a message, and I'm just going to change the confirmation message text right here to something like, thanks, your video testimonial has been received. And now we've set up the confirmation. Let's look at notifications. And here we can see that automatically WPForms already sets up a email notification to come to our site email admin email address, so that we know that a new client video testimonial has been submitted, and then we can check that out. So you can see that's all been set up here already using the default settings. I'm not going to change any of this at all. So now we got all this set up on this form. Just click save right here to save the form to your site. And now your video testimonial form is ready to use on the site. Now that your form is built, you need to put it where people will actually use it. There are 3 high leverage spots. You can use a dedicated share your story page depending on what you're needing the video for. You can use your post purchase thank you page, and you can also use personal invite links that you send out by email. Okay, so the first thing I've done is open up the block editor for a page where I'm going to add this video testimonial form to. So I've created a page that's called video testimonial, and I've put a heading in to say leave a video testimonial. Then I've added a bit of text here just to tell the person what to do. So fill out the form, record your video, and click on the submit button. Super simple and easy to follow. Then below that bit of text there, I'm just going to press return, and then I'm going to type / and put WPForms in. Hit return, and then that'll add the WPForms block to that area. Then all we need to do is click on the drop down here and then select our client video testimonial. Now we can see that form has been placed on the page, and if we want to, we can use these settings here on the right hand side to edit the way that the form looks or how it shows up on the page. I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm just going to click on the publish button to save and publish that page. Okay, so now you've published that, the next thing to do is to test it. So you want to visit the page. You can either do that through your computer or through your phone, and you want to test exactly how the form works and that you can record your video and everything works perfectly for your clients. Finally, let's talk about what happens after they hit submit. How you safely store, review, and actually use these videos. First, check your hosting basics. Log into your hosting account and make sure you have enough disk space for storing video files. For low volume, keeping them on your server is usually fine. If you're collecting hundreds, plan to offload to cloud storage, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, so we're back in the dashboard, and I'm going to show you where you can find your video files once someone has submitted them via the form. So for WPForms, all you need to do is come over to WPForms here in the dashboard, hover over that, and then click on entries. And it's going to show you all of the entries that someone has submitted for a particular form. So on this entries page here, we can see that we've got a little bit of a graph to show us how many forms have been submitted. Then below that, we can actually see that we've got different types of forms. So we've got the client video testimonial form right there, and then the contact form right here. And underneath this, we can actually see that we've got one submission. So I've just done a test video and I've submitted that via the form. So I can click on this form name, and that's going to open up all of the entries for that form. And this is the one that I adjusted there. You can see that there's a video attached to that form as well. So that was recorded by the form. And we can view more information by clicking on the actions down here and clicking on view. And then we can see more details here about this specific entry and who did it, their email address, and so forth. If you toggled the button to add the video file to your media library, like I did in the example, then you will actually find that video file is accessible from your media library. So we're just going to go over to media here on the left hand side and click on that. And then you'll see that that video testimonial is actually attached to our media library. And we can do a lot of things here. We can edit, we can delete permanently, we can view it, and we can download that file as well. And obviously we can use this file on our website as well straight away. Now, if you plan to collect a lot of video testimonials through your website, like I mentioned earlier, you might want to start thinking about offloading them onto some sort of cloud service like Dropbox or Google Drive. And WPForms actually comes with an add-on, so you can actually do that. I'll show you that now. So all you need to do is come over to WPForms over here and then select add-ons. And then you'll see all the add-ons available in WPForms, and then depending on the type of plan that you've got with WPForms, you might have access to some of these, and some of these you might need to upgrade. As you can see, entry automation has got an upgrade on it here. So I've got access to the Google Drive add-on, so I'm just going to click on that and install that. But you can see I can also do the Dropbox one as well if I wanted to. Okay, so now that's activated, I can come over to the forms by clicking on all forms. Then on the client video testimonial form, I'm just going to click on edit. And then under settings, you'll now be able to see the Google Drive setting for this form. So if I click on that, then I can go through and connect up my Google Drive account, which I will do right now. Okay, so once you've authorized your Google account, all you need to do is click on add new connection. Then you want to just give this connection a name. So I'll just call it video testimonial. Then I can select an account, which I'll blur out here. Now, once you've selected your account, you then can choose to create a new folder or select an existing folder. So depending on how you set this up with your Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever, you can select either option. I'm going to create a new folder within my drive. I'm going to leave it as client video testimonial folder. That sounds pretty good to me. And then under the file upload fields, I'm just going to click on the drop down and select the record a short video testimonial option. And then below that, you can choose an advanced option, which allows you to delete the local files after it's uploaded to Google Drive. So if you want to do that, just enable that option. Okay, and then once that's all set up, just click on the save button right there. And now, when someone records a video through your form, that'll then be dropped into your Google Drive folder, which you've just set up here. When you add the camera field to a short testimonial form and actually send people to it, you go from chasing files to collecting video proof on autopilot without another monthly tool. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe to the channel, drop any questions you have in the comments below. We read them all and we'll reply back to them. I'm Ryan, this is WP Beginner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.